Dry hair and frizzy hair. What do you think about it, guys? I know this is the stress of a lot of naturals having to deal with dry hair or having to deal with frizzy hair. So these two are distinct, even though they look similar or may have similar characteristics. Although they can occur together, but however, it is very important for us to know their distinct characteristics so that we can be able to know how best to tackle them. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys what frizzy hair looks like, what dry hair looks like, and what we can do to actually combat dry hair and frizzy hair. So stay with me, don't go anywhere. So dry hair can be considered as a hair that lacks moisture. Of course, when your hair lacks moisture, natural oils, it looks so dull and brittle and sometimes rough. That is considered as a hair that lacks moisture and is considered dry as well. So it occurs when the hair strands do not retain enough moisture, or when the scalp doesn't produce sufficient oil to moisturize the hair. So even if our scalp produces sebum, because of the nature of our hair, a coily texture, we are unable to get that sebum down the shaft of our hair. So what can cause dry hair? It can be heat styling, it can be overuse of hair products that contains harsh chemicals. It can also be environmental factor. Common signs of dry hair can also be that your hair lacks shine, and also it increases hair breakage. Dry hair is going to have split ends. Dry hair is going to have single strand knots, and above all, it has a very rough texture. This hair you're looking at right now is a typical example of a dry hair. Dry hair cannot be moisturized, and dry hair might not be frizzy. So it is possible for your hair to be dry and not frizzy. So once you start noticing that your hair is dry, of course, the quick fix to that could be that you need to remoisturize your hair. Your hair lacks moisture. But then let's look at the frizzy hair. Frizzy hair on its own, it's something that, it's characterized by excessive flyaways, lack of smoothness, and the tendency to form frizz. So when you see your hair having a lot of flyaways, strands of hair coming out from your protective style, maybe twists, maybe braids, maybe cornrows, then you know that your hair is starting to freeze up. And what this does in the long run, if not taken care of, could be that those flyaways tend to tangle up with other strands that are also out of, maybe your twist or your braids, and they form knots. And if you're not careful, your hair can break from that. So most times when you have your protective style on, like twists, braids, or cornrows, if you don't touch it, if you don't go back in to remoisturize, I find that the hair tends to remain the same way, at least for a long period of time, before it starts to freeze up. But because we have to massage our scalp, we have to moisturize our scalp, we have to oil our scalp, our hair, keep it from drying out, so that frizziness tends to come in. There's no avoiding a frizzy hair unless you're just going to install that style and just let it be. But as long as you have to go in there to touch up your scalp or your hair once in a while, there's every tendency that your hair is going to freeze up. So frizzy hair can be caused by several factors, one of which I've already mentioned, that if you want to remoisturize your hair, because of the touching, because of the manipulation, your hair is definitely going to freeze up. Humidity, weather, lack of moisture as well can cause freezing. But there's one thing that I've noticed is that your hair can be frizzy but still has moisture. Yes, your hair can be frizzy but still has moisture. So what do I mean by that? So I can have a frizzy hair and I moisturize it and it's looking well moisturized. So frizzy hair does not define that your hair is dry or that it lacks moisture, but dry hair definitely does. So it's very important to distinguish between these two, so that's to have a more holistic approach to how to solve those problems. So frizzy hair is something you can't easily get away unless you have to redo the style. So that is the only way to tame a frizzy hair. Once your hair is starting to frizz up, you can decide to redo the hairstyle. But once your hair is dry, the only solution to that is to make sure to re-moisturize. So as much as dry hair and frizzy hair have distinct characteristics, they are kind of connected. So you can't take one from the other. The most important thing is to make sure that you're not neglecting your hair in these states, whether it be the dry state or the frizzy state, because these two are prone to break your hair. Dry hair is more prone to frizzy hair because it lacks moisture. So to manage both conditions, it is important to focus on moisturizing and nourishing the hair by using hydrating products, moisturizing products, and please stay away from heat styling tools, hot tools, those things that will further increase the dryness you already have, so that your hair can remain intact. So I hope you guys learned something from today's video. By now you are able to distinguish between dry hair and frizzy hair. If you have any questions, please put it down in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video, share, and also subscribe if you're yet to do so. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.